Hello. Ding dong, hello. We're here at this mostly abandoned shopping center here in Mobile, Alabama. All that's left basically of this shopping plaza is there's an American thrift store at the end and some kind of hair place right next door. Rather than that, 4 stores in a row that this is closed. It really doesn't surprise me here down in the deep south. There's not a lot of money here, and some of these stores were quite expensive. Let's take Ross's for an example. A shirt you can get in Walmart for $10, they wanted $70. Jeans, their clothes were outrageous for the prices. No wonder they went out of business. Joann's, we all know they went out of business nationwide. They closed their doors. They folded up like an accordion. And Dirt Cheap, I could tell you some things about Dirt Cheap. But let's go walk anyway and let's go see what we can see. Now this one, I can only assume this was some kind of clothing store. Maybe a shoe store, I don't know. But being in this area, more than likely one of them boutiques. Probably so expensive people couldn't afford it. But at least we're getting some good window shots. They done stripped the store, so in the space is for rent. I like the wooden floors. In all seriousness, I do like that. As I said, the space is for lease. And like I said about these stores, let's stay on topic here. They're expensive. It's like Ross's for an example. I went in there to buy a t-shirt one day, just a regular shirt. They wanted $60 for it. $60 just for a t-shirt. Where you can go to Walmart and get one for $10. You ever see their jeans in Ross's? Oh my God, they're expensive. There's no way I could afford it. Oh, it's too rich for my blood. Definitely a boutique. I would say this is some kind of boutique. It's a nice building. Hopefully somebody comes in here and repurposes this. But back to what I'm saying, it's going to go along with it. Here in the South, in Mobile, and Mike can contest to this, he's from Mobile, there's a lot of poor people through here. This is not a rich community. Yeah, there's some people that have money through here, but a lot of these people live check to check. Here's the front of this store. Now, some of this stuff was added on later on. Now, I believe this shopping plaza was built in the 70s. Now, somebody had to graffiti the mailbox. And people don't realize it's a federal offense. But people don't care. I don't know how much we'll get to see of this one. It looks like they have all their blinds pulled down. Well, we might be able to look inside. Ooh, there's a good shot right there. Ooh, it's been stripped. Back to what I'm saying about Ross's. The normal person, they can't afford it. There's no way they could afford it. There's no way. A person like me and you that live check to check, maybe to go in there and get something for your wife or maybe get something nice for your girlfriend for Christmas or her birthday or something. But year round, there's no way. And the cost of living down in Alabama is expensive, especially with all the storms, the electricity, the rent through here. Whew. The rent in Mobile is outrageous because you're right here on the Gulf Coast and everybody has to live on the water. But you get all these stupid idiots, you know, that live beyond their means. That's why the damn country's in the position it's in. I'm just going to say it. You got people that live on credit. That's how they afford these stores. Then when they can't pay for it, the stores or the bank get held responsible for the bill. I never shopped Ross. Never will, never have, never going to. It's too damn expensive for one thing. I like the front end. I love the glass. 2 wasp nests up there. It's definitely been repurposed at some point. And it's a shame to see these places just sitting here like this, nothing being done with them. The truth is, who's gonna buy an office space this size? Number 2, I imagine the lease is outrageous. Here's dirt cheap. Let's talk about dirt cheap. Oh, I can tell you some horror stories about them. Go in here, and I've heard a number of people say it. They sell food, candy bars and stuff like that. A guy was telling me one day he went to go buy a candy bar at a dirt cheap. Went to open it up. It was old. It was terrible. It was old. The chocolate had turned white. That's how old it was. Got something all over the fucking window like coffee or something. Maybe somebody got mad at the store. I don't know. Not a bad looking store. It's a shame to see these empty places. And now I've heard other stories about dirt cheap. Their merchandise, some of it's already broken. So when you get it home, let's say a puzzle for an example. You know them puzzles you put together with 100 pieces. Come to find out, half the pieces are missing. I've seen a lot of abandoned dirt cheaps. They're another one that didn't survive. Mismanaged. Get crappy merchandise trying to sell it off for cheaper price. And I've heard more than one person talk like that. It ain't just me saying it. I've heard other people say it. There's a good window shot right here. It's a shame to see these things close. It really is. I don't want to see anybody lose their jobs. I don't want to see any idiot lose their job. I don't want to see no dumbass lose their job. I don't. What is surprising to me is I'm sitting here doing this and nobody's saying anything. They have security all through here. Because Mobile is overrun with homeless or immigrants. That's the 2 problems they got through here. They've got a serious problem with immigrants and homeless through here. They're forever destroying everything and anything they see through here. Oh, we're at the Joann Fabrics. There's a receipt for you guys. I wonder what's left in here. Oh, wow. Looks like they left a lot of the shelving behind. I've heard some good things about Joann Fabrics, and I've heard some bad things about Joann Fabrics. I don't know. I've never shopped at them. But here's one, there's two, there'd be three, there'd be four. Abandoned places in a row. This is Mobile. There's a lot of abandoned stuff through here. I believe that restaurant right there is abandoned. You really don't want to see this. You don't want nobody to lose their jobs. No, of course not. But at the same time, it's the way it is. I've already scoped it out. The back of the store is there's really nothing to look at the back. We could walk back there, I guess. Christmas guitar lesson special. Okay. Oh my God, the last time I was thinking about this. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you guys. I kind of was. But I was sitting here thinking about Ross's. The last time I went to a Ross, I went in there and I was looking at the perfume, I think, or the cologne, excuse me, the cologne. Just a little bottle of it like this. They wanted $50 for it. $50. $50 fucking dollars for a bottle of cologne. $50. And you wonder why they closed down. Well, what a shame. 4 stores in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4 abandoned places in a row. Ross's don't surprise me. As I said, Mobile is not exactly, there's not a lot of rich people here. And they're not over friendly here. Joann Fabrics, we all know they went out of business. They went out nationwide. They went belly up. They were seriously mismanaged. Of course, you had stupid idiots running them, and they weren't cheap. They were expensive. Yeah, they had some good deals. Dirt cheap. They sold crap. And they had so many complaints. No wonder they closed down. I would imagine here they couldn't afford the rent. As I said before, the lease through here is outrageous. Just a one bedroom apartment here in Mobile, Alabama, you're talking about $2,100 a month. That's just a 1 bedroom apartment. That's not talking about a 2 bedroom apartment. And Alabama is 50 years behind everybody else, so they're behind the times. It's a shame all that got left in there. We'll take one more look at the... But I thought I'd show you guys these stores. And I mean, that Olive Garden, that's been sitting there for years. That's surprising. That's been sitting there since the 80s. Now I'm starting to remember the area now, and walking around, I'm starting to remember things. Like I told you before, I grew up in Pensacola, Florida. That's about an hour, not even 45 minutes from here. Well, we'll walk in the back, see what we can see. That's why I didn't walk in the back. But there you go. A mostly abandoned shopping plaza. And what's funny is that shopping plaza is completely different than this. But you had four major anchors here. You had Joann Fabrics, Ross's, whatever this fuck that other store was, and Dirt Cheap. I wouldn't call them an anchor. As I said, they sold crap. 4 stores in a row that are abandoned. What a fucking shame. Well, if you like what I do, please subscribe, please share. Don't be afraid to write some comments. Think I'm gonna move on. Catch you guys later. Bye-bye.